And today I'm just going to be playing some Call of Duty World War II while talking about scary movies. And for those who don't even notice, I am a huge fan of horror movies. Oh my. Jeez. And I'll have to make a video to show you guys that I actually have a horror movie. I have like hoodie with all like the slashers on it and stuff, like Tall Man, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jason, Pennywise, all the others. I don't care about that. But yeah, guys, I am now Prestige 3 actually, so yeah. Guess we could just go ahead and open up these supply drops real quick before we start. Oh my gosh. Huh, I got the deal out. Let's check out the deal out, I guess. But I guess we'll talk about horror movies, and yeah. And I'm telling you guys what, probably my all-time favorite. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Wow. I have to check that out. But my all-time favorite horror movie is A Nightmare on Elm Street. I freaking love the franchise. That's probably my all-time favorite franchise, but honestly, Freddy Krueger used to be my all-time favorite slasher. He used to be, but he isn't anymore. It's now the Tall Man, which he is from Phantasm. And for those of you who never seen Phantasm, I recommend checking it out. There's 5 of them, played by Angus Scrimm, who has passed away in 2016, 2 years ago. Which really sucks, because he's the guy who played as the Tall Man. But, yeah, I mean, like, who is honestly excited for the new Halloween this year? I am freaking pumped for the new Halloween. There is, like, tons of horror movies I'm wanting to see this year. There's a couple I've already watched. There's others I'm still wanting to see. The horror movies I saw this year was, and I'm going to give my thoughts on them. The very first horror movie I saw this year was, crap, what was it called? Insidious, The Last Key. It's okay. Got him. And, anyway, so Insidious: The Last Key was released back in January. It's okay. I mean, there was actually a couple parts that scared me, but oh crap! But it was okay. Definitely not the best horror movie of all time. Not the best horror movie of 2018. The next one I saw, I believe, was Hereditary. Wait, no. Winchester, that was it. Honestly, I'm gonna have to be honest. I kind of did sleep a bit through. I did sleep a bit through Winchester. I know that the Winchester. Oh, dude, almost had me. I do know that Winchester is based on true story and is supposedly the most haunted building of all time. Okay. Crap. Hang on, guys. Don't want to die. Move. But I know it's not that little kid in Winchester was like possessed and stuff by this ghost that I forget the name of. I remember at the ending of the movie it had a picture of the actual woman. Like Miss Winchester, I believe her name was. I mean, honestly, I forget what happened in the movie. Now the next movie I saw, oh boy. The Strangers Prey at Night. I enjoyed The Strangers Prey at Night. I enjoyed it. I watched the first, I watched the second this year, which was released back in March. I forget when Winchester was released. Probably February. I don't know. But The Strangers Prey at Night, I enjoyed so much. First, the wife. See, and the first Strangers. None of the strangers died. None of them did. They were like unstoppable in that movie. Which the very first Strangers was released back in 2008. And The Strangers Prey at Night I enjoyed so much. That pool scene where I forget the kid's name, man. I forget his name, dude. But, oh my. Oh my guys, I'm there we go. I enjoyed the Strangers Prey at Night, the pool scene where the wife died, where she got stabbed tons of times. Really cool part. And then the husband just went all out insane after she died. The cool part is we actually get to see what they looked like the whole time. Just a really great movie. I really enjoyed it. There was the family. Now the survivors was a family where they were going to like see their grandparents, but the grandparents died at the beginning of the movie, and only one of the family members survived, and that was the daughter. And so how the wife died was at the pool scene during nighttime. The brother checked to make sure she was dead because I think he still remember, but as he was checking on her, she was still alive, and he stabbed her like over 10 times maybe. And we got to see what her face looked like. The daughter, we got to see what her face looked like too. She was really young. Really young. And the one scene when this was when the daughter, she was the only one alive. by the way, the reason why how she died was there was a shotgun in the police car, and the daughter took it and she just shot her right in the stomach. And then to finish her off, she shot her in the chest. Don't know why not the face, but yeah. Now, the husband, he took tons of damage in this movie. First he was on fire, then he got hit in the face with a freaking baseball bat, and then the ending, when she was in the hospital recovering from all that happened, there was a knock on the door at the ending. And if I'm gonna have to say this right now, there will probably be a third Strangers. Maybe. But I recommend you guys go watching this movie. I do. Next was... what the heck was it? A Quiet Place. I enjoyed that movie. See, some people didn't, some people did, and apparently this was supposed to be horror movie of the year. It was not close to being like it's not close to being scary, like the scariest movie of all time. It was not even close. I've seen movies way scarier than that. But anyways, the family with these creatures where they can only hear if you make a noise or talk or anything. The beginning was crazy because a little kid who was with the family had a toy plane, held it up in the air. There was batteries in it, but when the batteries were in it, he turned it on, played with it. The creatures were coming, and before he died, he lifted up the plane in the air, having so much fun. Creatures just grab him, and ooh, wow, it was insane. Honestly, only the little kid and the father died in this movie. They were the only two that died. Now, they could talk if they were close to a loud place where the creatures couldn't hear them, like the waterfall, where when the father took the son there and he told him that they could talk there, they can make noise there because the creatures won't be able to hear them. The son didn't want to go, the daughter did, but he made the son go anyways. And how the father died. By the way, the wife was pregnant, and during this one scene in the house where one of the creatures was looking for her, she was having the baby in the bathtub while the creature was looking for her, which is the worst time to give birth. But she survived. She was perfectly fine. The husband found her and she was okay. The baby was born. Now, how the husband died, he was wanting to save his son and his daughter from them creatures. So he yelled out to them. They went after him. The creatures went after him. They killed him. That was it for him. Hello. Now, what ruined the movie for me, honestly, this is why I was enjoying this movie, but there's only one negative side to the movie, and this is what kind of ruined the movie for me. The ending. And it's officially confirmed that there's going to be A Quiet Place 2. Don't know when, probably sometime in 2019 or 2020. I'm not for sure. But it's confirmed though. How the movie ended was there were tons of creatures going after the family. And the movie ended. Son gave the mother the shotgun. She pumped the shotgun, ready to kill them. And the movie ends there. I I was like, really? That's it? Since he alone, might as well see who else it is. Dang. But yeah, that ending ruined the movie for me. Now, there had to be more than those I watched. I know I saw more horror movies than these this year, but let's just move on to, I believe this was the last scary movie I've watched. Hereditary. Let's just get this movie out of the way. The beginning was freaking boring. The beginning bored me, and when I thought the movie was going to be bad during the beginning because it was so boring. I thought that was a huge sign it was going to be so freaking bad. But then it got better. In the middle of the movie, I freaking enjoyed it. Now that little girl, she was creepy looking. Making the sound. No. Just no. Apparently she can't eat anything with peanuts. Because if she does, apparently her throat is going to swell. She's going to have a hard time breathing. Now, you think the movie's mainly going to focus on the girl. Well, you're freaking wrong there. The little girl and her brother was at a party, a high school party, that he didn't want to take the little girl to because the big brother did he did heroin and stuff. He did meth. No, actually I think it was meth he did. He used the bong, yeah. That's what he didn't want to take his little sister to. Is that there was peanuts in the cake. And so she was starting to feel all weird. And when she was starting to look weird, I was like, there's peanuts in the cake. I knew there was peanuts in the cake when she started to feel weird and stuff. And then she goes up to her brother, tells him that she is not feeling well, runs to the car carrying her, told her that he was going to take her to the hospital, and while he was driving so fast, the little girl was gasping for air, and this is where she dies, as a matter of fact. Yes, she dies. She rolled the window down, and hang on, I'm gonna see. Affected. Rolls the window down. What she didn't know until she looked ahead, which I don't know why the brother didn't stop the car, but there was an electric pole ahead. As I said, I don't know why the brother didn't stop the car. Before she was decapitated. She was decapitated. He was driving so fast, the pole ripped her head clean off. And just, my gosh. Then it went to this one part where it got to this one moment where it actually creeped me out a bit, and it had the little girl, and it showed the scene of the little girl's head decapitated, almost all skull, except her hair and skin was there still. Ants. Crap! Oh no! This is what happens when I talk without even paying attention. But ants all over her. You could see parts of her skull, skin, and hair. This was where her mother was starting to go crazy. Because that was her daughter. And it was just honestly insane. Oh. It was insane. And through the movie, the mother was just going outrageous ever since her daughter died. And crap. I'm not doing so well. Darn it. But the people who died in this movie was the girl and the father, and I don't know what happened to the other woman, but how the husband died was he was set on fire. So get this, there's this little book that the daughter would draw in before she died. And before, like, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to think of what else happened. Before the wife ever got, like, possessed or anything, this friend of hers, or neighbor, whatever, showed her a way to contact her daughter. And she needed to get something that's like something that would remind her of her daughter. And it was the book that she drew in. And ever since she contacted her daughter, things have been going crazy, because apparently what she found out is that one scene in this one part, she threw the book into the fireplace to end it all, so none of this would happen anymore. But apparently she would get set on fire, and so she had no choice but to take the book out. And then later into the movie, the husband the husband didn't believe anything his wife said. He thought she was going crazy, which she was actually. She was crazy throughout the whole movie. And apparently they had an attic, and the wife saw her mother dead in the attic. And for those who have seen the movie, or for those who haven't, the wife would like make like little paintings and crafts of like the house, the family, yeah, stuff like that. And there's this one, and then she would have a little figure of her mother, and during the one part where the wife was in the attic looking around, she saw her dead mother in the attic, dead, right next to right next to a symbol that's like been mentioned, that's like been shown throughout parts of the movie. And she told her husband, to like go check out the attic. The husband checked, and he was gonna call the cops. Guys, I'm backing out of this game. It's laggy. He was gonna call the cops, but his wife told him not to. She didn't want him to. And she instead wanted him to throw the book into the fireplace because she couldn't do it. Well, actually, no. She begged her husband. Let's put it that way. She begged her husband to throw the book into the fireplace, but he wasn't going to. So she did it. And what happened is that the husband got set on fire. Fully on fire. And he died. Now this part, well, before we get to the ending and stuff, before we get to where the movie was almost over, when she saw her husband dying, at first she was in shock, she was about to cry and she was scared, but then she had this one expression on herself, and apparently she didn't care. And if I'm right, I believe her daughter was controlling her. And so there's this, and then the son got up out of bed because he was unconscious. While he was at school, he would go all crazy. And then this one part where he like looked through the mirror, he saw himself smiling, and he wasn't even smiling at all. And he hit his face off the desk. And so the teacher called the teacher or nurse called the father before the father died, and he had to pick him up. And then the son was sleeping while the whole thing was happening, when the wife threw the book into the fireplace. And so when the son got up, this is where the movie starts going downhill from here. He was looking around, looking to see where everyone was, looking to see where his father and his mother was. He found his father, and he saw his father burned to a crisp. And if you look on the top left, you would see his mother, who all of a sudden started to fly. Like, really? And if you look at the background, there was someone else who I thought was the father, but apparently not. And the guy was fully naked. And he was like all, I think, gray? And so the brother kept on going, walking through the house, seeing what happened, and all of a sudden, he was hearing this one noise, and he went to the attic, and what I believe what he saw his mother have, I think what was she doing? She was like, she had something through her neck, and kept on like going back and forth with the neck. Really, dude? Like, really? And apparently he went out the window, and he wasn't dead still. He wasn't dead yet. And then they had a dog, and I forget if the was dead or alive. I forget. Thank goodness. Okay. Wow, that was insane. And okay, that was weird there. That was completely weird. Okay. And where was I? Oh yeah. Behind him, he saw his. Behind him was his mother going into a treehouse, because before the little girl died, she had a treehouse, and ever since the little girl died, her mother has been sleeping inside that treehouse during cold nights. And so the son went into that treehouse, and there was tons of people in there who was bowed to him, including his mother. And apparently, almost the women and the men were naked. The women and the men were naked, and I forget who it was, I think it was his mother, put a crown on him, and they all started cheering for him. And they cheered for him until the movie ended. And that's how the movie ended. This movie was by far the worst scary movie I've probably seen in 2018 of this year. Probably the worst. And I'm telling you what, the ending to that movie though, if you've ever seen Where the Wild Things Are, that's what the ending of the movie reminded me of. Because you know how in that movie, the little kid was crowned king of the wild things, and he was king during the whole movie, till the ending. And I enjoyed Where the Wild Things Are, but apparently people thought the movie was weird. I enjoyed it. I liked the movie. It's been a while though. I think the last time I watched the movie was when I was back in elementary school. But yeah. That's what the ending of the movie reminded me of. Now other movies I'm planning on seeing this year is this coming August. On August 10th. Okay, you know what? I just realized another movie. This was the movie I watched the last time. Back on July 4th. I'm sorry guys, I completely forgot about this movie until now. The First Purge! I enjoyed the movie. I really did, but to be honest, it wasn't the best Purge I've seen. Wasn't the best. It did have one sex scene in it, just one. And the Purge apparently started off kind of slow. Probably the only guy who went on mostly a killing spree was that crazy dude who, I forget his name, but he wanted to purge and stuff, like really bad, while the others were just like partying and stuff. But then things finally started to get out of control. But honestly, guys, I really don't know how to explain this movie. If you're planning on seeing this movie, go ahead and go watch it. Go see it for yourself. But yeah, I realized that was the very last horror movie I've seen so far. Now to the movies that's coming up this year, August 10th, Slender Man. Okay, so let's just be honest here. A lot of people tried their best. Listen guys, they tried to ban Slender Man. They tried to ban that movie from happening. They did not want that movie to happen because of one reason and one reason only. Because two little girls, and this is what I heard, apparently this is true. Two little girls believed in Slender Man. And they said that Slender Man told them to do something to their friend. And that's what they did. They freaking tried to kill that little girl with, I believe it was a knife, and there was like tons of stabs in her body. But luckily she was fine, she was still alive. That's like the reason why they tried to ban Slender Man. That's the reason why they tried to ban the movie from happening this year. But let's be honest guys, they've tried. There's no way it's gonna get banned. It's too late now. Now if they ban it before the movie on August 10th, I'll be pretty surprised. But I'm actually wanting to see that movie. I mean, yeah, let's be honest. The movie is way past due its prime. Slender Man is not as popular as he used to be back in 2014 and stuff like that. But I'll go see it. But, yeah. See if anybody else is coming up. Boom! on, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. But, okay. Let's see what other scary movies. I'm freaking excited for this movie. This coming September, The Nun. For those who have seen The Conjuring 2, let's be honest. Let's be honest, guys. The Nun freaking creeped the crap out of me. She was scary. She creeped the crap out of me. But yeah, I'm really excited to see this movie this year. But anyways, guys, I'm really excited to watch The Nun this year. 100% excited. Now, the movie every single time I watch the freaking trailer, I get even more hyped. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Halloween. Halloween, 40 years later, 2018, it's going down. Oh my gosh, you got Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode coming back. Nick freaking Castle as Michael Myers. John Carpenter directing the movie. Guys, I swear, the first time I saw the trailer, the very first time, I was freaking pumped. Guys, October is almost here. Almost here. 3 more months and October is here. October 19th, guys. Halloween. And by how it's looking, this October might be the best October I will have this year. You got that was a fake cough, by the way. You got Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, wrestling, and Halloween. And this Michael Myers is by far the best Michael Myers I've seen. I freaking love how they made his mask. Now, what I am planning on doing is I might watch Halloween first, and then I'm gonna watch the movie. And I don't care who I see the movie with, I gotta see it. I've just got to. The movie looks so freaking good. I'm excited, guys. I am 100% excited. I am so freaking hyped up for Halloween. And I'm telling you guys what, I cannot wait to watch Halloween. But yeah, honestly, guys, that's probably all the horror movies I have to talk about. I'm sorry if this isn't a really long stream. But honestly, this just like popped in my head. This is probably like one of the weirdest ideas I've ever came up with. Talk about scary movies while playing Call of Duty. But guys, the movies I watched this year, oh dang, I died. But probably the movies I recommend you guys to watch is The Strangers Pray at Night. What other movies did I talk about? And it's probably it, guys. That's probably the only movie I recommend you guys seeing before like any other movies get released. Oh, and The First Purge. I also recommend you guys watching that. This should waste your time on is Hereditary? Crap. Oh, I forgot. There's one last movie I forgot to mention, guys. Freaking Hellraiser Judgment. Do not get me started on that movie. Do not get me started on that movie, guys. That movie freaking sucked. This movie has mixed reviews. Some people like it, some people hate it. Me, I freaking hate that movie. Hellraiser Judgment sucked. And as a matter of fact, guys, I actually did a review on that months ago. So if you guys want to see my full review on the movie, go and watch it. But anyways, guys, that's all I can come up with. I told you guys who my favorite horror slasher was, my favorite franchise. The movies I talked about, I've seen this year. The movies that's coming out this year. But I'm pretty pumped for Halloween. I'm excited for The Nun. I just don't know how I feel about the Slender Man movie. But I'm telling you what, if none of you seen the trailer for Halloween, go watch it. It is freaking awesome. And I heard that there's actually supposed to be another Halloween trailer coming this year, which I am really excited about. And listen, guys, watch the Slender Man trailer if you haven't. Tell me what you guys think on that. Honestly, I'm gonna watch it. I don't know how I feel about the movie right now. I'm just gonna go see if I enjoy it or not. Watch the Nun trailer. The movie looks great. And watch Halloween trailer. Guys, that's all I can come up with for the day. And I'm honestly thinking of I might do a Phantasm review. Like, Phantasm worst to best. I've watched the first, I watched the second, I watched the third. I just gotta watch the fourth and the fifth. I may or may not do a review. Well, worst to best ranking. I'm usually not that person who does a worst to best ranking. The last time I did one was on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Zombies. Go watch that. But, yeah, guys, that's all I could come up with. And please, comment, like, and subscribe. I'm Mark the X Killer, guys. Peace.